May, and I'm here with comedian and actor Kevin Hart. He's got a new movie out. It's called The Upside, which we will get to just ahead in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about the Oscars controversy. He stepped down from hosting the show when past homophobic tweets and jokes resurfaced. He's been in the news ever since, and something he recently addressed.
We feed in the internet trolls and reward them. I'm not going to do it, man. I'm going to be me. I'm going to stay in my ground. Regardless, Academy, I'm thankful and appreciative of the opportunity. If it goes away, no harm, no foul.
And after those initial comments, he then tweeted an apology. But the controversy was back in the headlines after he appeared on Ellen last week, leading to backlash and questions surrounding the apology. So on Monday, Kevin addressed the issue on his Sirius XM radio show, Straight from Hart.
Once again, Kevin Hart apologizes for his remarks that hurt members of the LGBTQ community. I apologize. I'm now moving on from this because I'm just hoping that the apology is accepted.
And Kevin, thank you for being here.
Thank you,
appreciate
Mike.
you being here, man. And you apologized. You said you were sorry, but there are a lot of people who've taken an issue to the way that you've apologized. So what do you say to that?
I say I'm done with it. It gets no more energy from me. That's why I said, for the last time, I'm addressing this. There's no more conversation about it. I'm over that. I'm over the moment, and I'm about today. So if it's accepted, great. If it's not, it's nothing I can control. Some things are left out of your hands. So I'm done with it. I'm over it. That's why I personally am.
And then you said on Saturday, you said, I'm evolving. You're changing. So what did you believe then that you don't believe now? How have you evolved?
I have explained how I evolved, which makes me say I'm over it. I'm not saying how I've changed anymore. I'm not saying what I've done and what the new me is. I'm not giving no more explanation of who I am. I've done it. I've done it several times. I've tweeted it. I've talked about it when I went on Ellen. I said it on my radio show. I'm just done. So you have to come to a point where you know that you've given all that you possibly can, and if that's received, then great. That means we've achieved something. If it's not, there's nothing I can do. So I do this now.
And we're always learning, Kevin. And we're always learning. And I know, but a lot of people don't take light to the situation.
Okay.
And I know that you've apologized and you've put it out there, and people haven't accepted certain ways that you've apologized. But do you have an understanding for the LGBTQ community, how the youth out there may feel about this, how this may have affected them as well? Because there is a big picture to all of this.
I have an understanding that I've addressed it. And I've said everything that I can possibly say, so I'm over it.
So there's really nothing more that you want to say. You've done it on the radio, you've Instagram, you've tweeted.
You will not hear me say anything else about it. You're not going to ever hear me say anything else about it. I've done all that I can do. So that was done within hopes that people can hear and understand how heartfelt and authentic it was. If you didn't, then I don't know what to tell you or do. I don't know what you're looking for. So I'm over it.
So not to put words in your mouth, you're trying to say that you've apologized and people should accept the way in which you've done it, even if it's not the way that they would like.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm over it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm done with it. I'm talking about today. I'm talking about me today and the energy that I have and what I can do on a daily basis. I put out good energy. I inspire. I motivate. I'm a good person. I love to love. If you don't see that, then that means that it's a problem with you. If you can't realize that, then that means it's you. I have nothing else to prove or do. Nothing else.
Well, let's talk about something you can do today.
Talk to me.
If you're a father out there, and I'm talking about any father, it's not a black father, any father whose kid may be gay. You have a son that is gay. What do you say to your son? What do you say to other kids out there? Is there any message for kids
here's a
out there
good
in the
thing.
midst of all of this?
Here's what you say. Are you a monster, Mike?
No.
No. All right. People see you on this show every day. It's safe to say that you got good energy. It's safe to say that you're a loving person.
Yeah.
Why would I assume anything different? Why would I ever assume anything different? Why do you have to prove that you are a loving individual? You know who you are. People close to you know who you are. You shouldn't have to prove that. You shouldn't have to justify that. That's the position I'm in. I shouldn't have to prove who I am. I shouldn't have to prove the levels of love that I'm capable of giving. If anybody out there wants to believe that Kevin Hart is that much of a monster, that he wouldn't love somebody because of their choice in life, then all power to him. Feel and choose to think how you think. I'm not addressing it. I'm not over-delivering and over-proving myself. Because no matter what you do, it may still not be received. And you'll find yourself in a position where you go, well, what else do you want? You want blood? What do you want? You want my arms?
But I think that a lot of people say, well, you don't have to prove. You put out great energy. I mean, and nobody can deny that. You put out great energy. You make everyone laugh. You make everyone enjoy every room that you walk into. But once these comments are out there in the public, on Twitter, wherever they may be, then there are people who feel like, well, you have to address it. You have to show that you're not what you say you were back then and that your beliefs are not the same. So you can say someone puts out great energy, but maybe their comments or something, and this has not been put out there in this way about them, so they don't have to prove in the way in which people expect for you to do.
Here's what I would say. If there wasn't comment number one that addressed it, I would totally get it. If I didn't say that I addressed it way back then, 2008, 2009, then I would get it, but I know I did. Then I readdressed it again. Then I went on Ellen and did what I thought was addressing it.
Well, were you surprised at the backlash that Ellen received?
It shows me that there is no ending to it. If you keep feeding this energy, then it's going to grow. You're not getting no more of my energy from it. I'm not giving no more because it showed that it's endless. So I'm not shutting down the questions. I hear everything you're saying, but I want everybody to know I'm done with it. It's a choice that I personally made to say I'm not addressing it anymore. And that's not from an angry place. It's just from a place of it's never going to really end. I'm done with it. So if people choose to continue to let it grow, then do what you gotta do.
And one thing I know you hear my questions.
One
thing I know you do is you hear my questions. And I have one final question for you.
I'm doing a very good job of doing this.
You're dodging me.
Go ahead.
I'm used to catching people by the way.
Go ahead.
But with all this being said and all this controversy, all the way ways you've addressed it, is there a hope that you would host the Oscars this year?
No.
So that's an absolute no.
Yes, I'm not hosting the Oscars this year, and it has nothing to do with
in the future.
It's hard to predict what can happen, and I don't want people to think that there's a thing between me and the Academy, because there isn't. The Academy, they're amazing people. The offer was made. It was received. I was excited. Things happened. It didn't work out the way that it should have. Right now, from a time perspective, I don't have time. You know, you're talking about 2 weeks that I would really have to prepare. I start filming Jumanji in February. I would like to call myself a perfectionist. So if I do something, I want to be able to give it my all and make sure that the production is a great representation of me and my talent. I can't do that right now. So, you know, unfortunately, I can't do it this year. It's not going to happen. And in the future, if it does, it does. But it's not the conversation of today. You know, the public has made it a conversation of today, but I've removed myself from the conversation. It's not right. It's not in God's plan right now. And what God has for me is going to happen. It's already predetermined. So I'm not worried. I'm not shaken. I'm not upset. I understand life, and in life you have ups and downs, and within those ups and downs you learn, you educate, and you grow and you move forward. So hopefully people can look at me and the situations that I've been in life and understand there's always growth. You mature, you change. And when that happens, you become better. And that's on all facets of life, all over. So with that being said, when you know that you're that type of individual, you accept you for you. I'm so good with me. I'm so good with me. And that's not a cocky statement. That just means that I'm happy with me because I know the man that I now am. That being said, I don't have to prove that to anybody. I'm that comfortable. I'm that comfortable and I'm that understanding of my mental and my level of maturity. So for those that get that, thank God you do. For those that don't, hopefully you will in the future. And if you don't, I guess it just wasn't meant for us to have a friendly relationship. I guess we're not in each other's lives. It's not gonna sway me either way. I don't get off on the verdict of others and how they feel. I don't live life for others. I live life for me and mine. So those are the people that know me, those are the people that love me, those are the people that know my heart. And you know me, you know
I know you a long time.
You know my heart.
I know you a long time, yeah.
That's why I'm able to swerve you the way that I am up here.
You swerved me.
I swerved you
You
good.
swerved me.
I did. I swerved you good. You asked me one question, I said, whoop. I went like this, and then you asked me another one. I said, whip. Like that. That's swerving. That's what it is.
Kevin, you didn't swerve. We're gonna watch this back. You did not swerve at all. But one thing I gotta say is that you say you can't determine the future, but you can. You are gonna stick around. We can determine that future because we're gonna talk about your new movie, The Upside.
There you go.
But thank you for sitting here with me and talking with me about this. And we are gonna come back with more with Kevin Hart in a little bit. But now we're gonna go over to Ginger.
Yes, but I'm just here. I think it is time for a GMA moment. How about we go to New Jersey? And maybe you remember the first time you felt
Well, Kevin.
He's 6 months old.
You know what? The fact of the matter is, let me turn this down.
Isn't it?
The fact of the matter is you do, when you're in the public eye and you're making all this money and you are representing a culture, you're representing a category of individuals, you do owe. You should apologize over and over and over and over again. I mean, and then maybe he should, like someone had mentioned, maybe he should show his true feelings. If he's sincere about his apology, maybe he should go to out to the gay community and do a comedy show or something like that. But the one thing I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, you remember Monique? She's been blacklisted. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen Monique lately? Black folks, you got to be smarter than that. He seemed to be very frustrated about the situation and I'm done. Well, you're going to have that look on your face in a couple of years when people stop booking you in all these movies. People sometimes they get big-headed and I know me. Well, we don't know you, Kevin Hart. We see you on TV and we see you as a comedian. Yeah, you make us laugh, but with the Me Too movement and the LGBT community doing the things that they're doing to fight back all of this hate crimes and all this stuff that we're dealing with the prejudice and all of this bad stuff that's happening right now, you do have to keep trying. I'm sorry. When you have all that money, it doesn't mean that you are exempt from making sure that you show your sincere gratitude and your sincere apologies about what you said, even if you didn't mean it. I mean, even comedians, when Richard Pryor was back, when he was out back in the day, he said everything, cussed and called people homosexuals and faggots, and he talked about handicapped people and white people and all this kind of stuff. Things have changed, Kevin Hart. Kevin. Well, people, just keep your eyes and ears open for Kevin Hart. I've seen him come and I've seen him go. You can be up here 1 minute and then you're down here in the next minute. And I do mean minute because it happens overnight. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. Please let me know because I like to know what my viewers think.